Men today are truly weaker than ever, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and this is by design. It's not by accident. Society wants you to be weak, soft, dependent, compliant, and unless you wake up and see this prison for what it is, you will never reclaim your power as a man, and you will be living far beneath your potential. Now, I need you to stay with me till the end of this video because I'm going to tell you exactly how modern society and modern life is destroying your masculine essence as a man. And this is not some talking point BS. This is the truth about why you likely feel stuck in your life, why you feel weak, why you feel like life is not going the direction you want it to. So make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to give you some really good practical advice that you can implement in your life. So when you walk away from this video, you're not lost anymore. Now let's back up here for a second. I want you to think about a system, and that system being our society. Why would you being strong and independent and self-reliant be a problem and a threat to that system? The more people that push back against the flow of things in life, the more resistance there will be to how society operates and the status quo that exists. And if that's the case, then it's harder to make people fit into the system that exists. Yeah, this is not some kind of conspiracy. It's how we've managed as human beings to have, 365 million people exist in the United States, or have 7 billion people on this planet coexist with each other. Here's where you need to understand this. Every single system that exists in life, if you just think about it, is designed to make you dependent. It's designed to remove the weakness, or I should say give you weakness and remove your strength is what I meant. It's easy to see this, okay? I just want you to look at the education system. The education system is not there to build your skills and to build you into this strong, stable, self-reliant person. Anybody that's been through any form of education in America understands this. Whether you were in grade school, middle school, high school, college, it's all designed in a very specific way to make you just another number in a long line of individuals that are ready to serve, in corporations or in the healthcare field or wherever it may be. This has been very good for the growth of society. We've gotten very good as a society at making people fit into these comfortable boxes that we can put them in these places in life, and it's made us work and function as a society. But as this has happened, what's happened is that men have lost their true masculine essence. This is partly coming from that, and it's also partly coming from you being told that you leaning into your masculine essence is a problem. And you need to understand what masculinity is and isn't before we can go further with this video, because you need to be able to dissect it, understand it, so you can implement it in your life. Masculinity directly correlates with testosterone. So if you think about testosterone or male androgens, right? The other hormones that make men men versus the hormonal environments, that make women women. Testosterone is about drive, it's about ambition, it's about strength physically and internally. It's about being self-reliant, it's about having ambition, it's about creation, and it's about aggression. What masculinity is not is being toxic, okay? All those traits I just mentioned can turn into really bad controlling behaviors, overly aggressive behaviors, and that's why a lot of men have not learned to master their emotional state. They've not learned to master themselves internally. That level of testosterone or masculinity becomes portrayed in a bad way. This is what has really taken the view in the scope of society. Your key as a man to harness your masculine power and harness your masculine environment within yourself is you have to master yourself. You have to master your emotions. You need to develop a purpose and a mission for your life so that you're aiming at something. Because a man without aim is going to fall into a couple different categories. Number one, being weak and compliant, being beat into the system that he was handed, right? How many men do you know, maybe it's yourself even, that just work jobs for a paycheck? How many men do you know that are just settled in relationships they don't want to be in, or in marriages they don't want to be in? We're not made for that. These are all societal things that have been designed to remove your claws from you, essentially, your masculine essence, because if you aren't like this, you are a threat to the very environment that has been created. The reason this is the case is because it serves the greater good of society, but it does not serve you as a human being. By you living within the rules and the way that society has been set up for you is going to make you feel unfulfilled, like you're stuck, and like you're drowning in life. And the reason so many men today, are depressed and anxious and turn to constant distractions, whether it's Netflix, whether it's video games, whether it is drinking or drugs or whatever, is because they feel this sense of something is missing. And it's nothing in the external world. It's everything internally to yourself. You have to understand this. So many men think if they just get more wealthy, they make more money, if they get a different job promotion, or they change jobs or whatever, that somehow all of that stuff they feel will disappear. That is not the case. I need you to understand that. You need to understand and grasp that the only way to truly reclaim your power as a man, it starts with yourself. It starts with developing yourself as a strong man. And I'm not just talking externally. Yes, building a strong physique is massively a part of this. That is part of reclaiming your masculinity and your power. But that is 10 to 20% of this. The other 70, 80, 90% is you internally reclaiming your power as a man. And the only way to do this is you need to start mastering your emotions and developing emotional sovereignty, meaning that the external world does not influence your internal environment and the actions you take in life. All of us get upset, all of us get sad, all of us get angry, but does it change how you interact with people? Do you become reactive? Do you become different in the actions you take in life because you feel a certain way? This is not what we want. We want to develop emotional sovereignty so that no matter who's challenging us, no matter what life throws at us, we keep moving forward towards the second part of this is your purpose and your mission in life. You need to develop a purpose and mission for your life. Why are you here? What are you doing? When your life is over, what was the purpose of your entire life? Were you made to just check the boxes off and pay the bills and, have the white picket fence and die like that? No, you're not. You know you're not. I know that you know this. If you've ever thought about life for even 2 seconds, I know you know this is not the case. So the question becomes, well, what do you do about that? Well, this starts with knowing yourself and becoming self-aware. Society is really set up to make you out of touch with yourself. It's designed to make you out of touch with your self-awareness and even thinking about these questions that matter. Why am I here? What is my purpose in life? If you can't figure that out and you can't answer that question, nothing else matters. Because every decision you make going forward in your life with how you work, how you make money, where you live, the kind of relationships you get in, the kind of opportunities you take and welcome into your life, that all becomes confusing. All of it is confusing because you don't know yourself. That's why the education system that brought you up and made you into this person that doesn't know themselves did it very strategically. It's not some grand conspiracy. It's because if we all as men learn to master ourselves and learn to develop an ironclad purpose and vision for our life, most of us would not fit into this comfortable system that we've been given. That's where people get this wrong. They think it's some grand conspiracy. It's not. It's that society has to function on a value-based system for things to exist and for people to coexist with each other. And you need to understand that a lot of the masculine role models you're looking at are terrible examples. They are toxic masculine people. They are telling you that because you feel weak and because you lack purpose and you lack direction in your life, that you need to overcorrect for this and become a control freak and controlling everybody and being, toxic towards people. That is not the case. What you need to do is develop strength and become capable of those things, but you don't do them. You learn to master yourself. All great men through history have been able to do this. They conquer the external world because they've conquered their internal world. And if you're able to do that, that's where life starts to reshape itself for you. That's how you reclaim your power as a man. But you can't do that unless you understand the system that you've been born into was designed to remove all that. And that's why you feel the way you do. Because it's like taking a lion that's meant to roam the savannah and sticking it in a zoo. That is what has been done to us men. So you need to break free from the zoo, right? You need to be the lion that escapes that cage they're living in. But the problem is, you don't even know you're living in the cage. That's the whole issue here. So you need to be aware of that. And now that you are aware of that, you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to choose to just put your head down and go forward and say, you know what, actually, I don't need to do anything about this. I'm comfortable the way it is. Yeah, you might be comfortable. But are you living your highest potential? So that's the thing, guys. I'm not being dramatic here, but you have one life. That's it. Every decision that you make, every action you take from those decisions is casting a vote. And that vote is, are you becoming the man you want to be? The problem is most people don't even know they're casting votes like that. They just take actions repetitively day after day after day after day. They have so many unconscious habits that they just continue to walk in the same path for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And then what happens? They get to the end of their life and they regret everything. Don't be that person. Do not let that happen to yourself. Wake up. And I'm not saying wake up from this, conspiracy-like state you're in. No, you need to wake up to yourself. My greatest transformation, though I've completely transformed my body, has been this, my mental, spiritual, emotional transformation. That's the one you can't see, but that's the one that's felt. That's the one that the world responds to. Society does everything it can to keep you in this state of being, right? To remove your power as a man. But the only men that win in life are the ones that don't follow those rules. And if you just look around you, think about successful people maybe you've seen or you're aware of, you'll see they don't play by the rules. Who is genuinely extremely successful in life and plays by those rules? Nobody. Who is fulfilled and plays by those rules? Nobody. You need to break free of that. You need to understand that your power as a man comes from that source. Master this, master yourself, understand and wake up to that fact. And do me a favor, send this video to one of your friends, one of your guys, one of your brothers that needs to see this. Because we all need to wake up and do our part. We all need to do that. That's how we make a better society for ourselves. That's how we make a better future for ourselves. For both us personally and individually and the world as a whole will be a better place if you wake up and you embrace yourself.